What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you 40 facts on the world of Warhammer 40k. As you guys have been paying attention, we have been covering the greater demons of the four Chaos Gods. We have covered the Bloodthirsters of Khorne. And then we did the Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh. And now we have come to the Lords of Change for Tzeentch. So let's dive into this Tzeentchian lore. Sorcery, knowledge, and deception. These are all delights for Tzeentch, and his greater demons, the Lord of Change, are the embodiments of these three things. They are the chief agents of the Architect of Fate, and they are the most powerful of all of his demonic minions. Despite possessing a small fragment of the immeasurable wisdom of their master, even these warriors are unwitting pawns in Tzeentch's great and unfathomable plan. A plot of limitless complexity that will come to fruition at the end of times. Lords of Change are terrifying indeed. They are an ever-changing, multi-hued form that decides what it wants to be at any given time, meaning they can change their shape at will. However, its most haunting feature is its eyes. Within these eyes are infinite depths of the paradoxical wisdom of Tzeentch, and none can withstand the sustained scrutiny of a Lord of Change's gaze without losing their sanity. It is said that when a Lord of Change looks upon a man, that man's soul is opened like a book, revealing all of his hopes and dreams, as well as the truth of his ultimate failures and successes. A greater demon of Tzeentch is driven by the need to redirect the predictable course of history itself, and to set it upon a new, unexpected path. Because of this, a Lord of Change revels in dashing the hopes and ambitions on anybody that they can get their grasp upon. To help them achieve this goal, a Lord of Change is blessed with multi-layered cunning and blazing intelligence, as well as a deep understanding of the causality that drives the galaxy. There is nothing a Lord of Change despises more than the entrapping comforts of stability and familiarity, and nothing that will please one more than to see worlds broken and then made anew. Lords of Change tend to work behind the scenes, pulling puppet strings from the shadows, and so subtle are these manipulations, and so skilled, that they are often the playthings of Lord of Change remain unaware that they are in the thrall of the deadly demon. Secret chaos cults that are in the revolutionary state, and even imperial planetary governors who have control of worlds, may at one point or another be influenced by Tzeentch. Even Tzeentch's bitterest foes can be manipulated into fulfilling the Great Deceiver's ends. Under his most powerful demons' careful guidance, that is. Even the most zealous of inquisitors, and even demonic monstrosities of that of the Khornate demons can be controlled to a lesser extent, but controlled nonetheless. In the rare instance that a Lord of Change is bested, its schemes saundered, and its plans laid to ruin, it will fight like a cornered animal, drawing upon its incredible sorcerous powers to defeat its foes directly, where deceit and deception have failed him. Lords of Change are the greatest chaos sorcerers in the entire galaxy, and their mastery of magic is without peer. Their most powerful psychic abilities and spells employed by feeble human psychers and sorcerers are like idle cantrips to a Lord of Change. For this greater demon of Tzeentch is a creature of undiluted warp energy, and the mortal world will quake at its touch. With the merest flick of an elegant tapered claw, bodies mutate and writhe, buildings twist and melt, and beings of madness and horror spring forth, crackling from running rivers of flesh. Nothing that is done cannot be undone. Nothing that is made cannot be unmade. To prevail against a Lord of Change is to fight against fate itself. The Emperor protects, but one's faith must be as ironclad in the face of such horror to have any hopes of withstanding this greater demon of Tzeentch. Most Lords of Change appear as a towering being with gangling limbs, and they are deceptively delicate looking. Their long, spindly bodies are topped by a savage, cruel avian head, resting upon a long, crooked neck. Their hunched shoulders are often draped with what look like the robes of a high priest of court or a wizard from long past. Their bent, bird-like legs are scaly and end in vicious talons, while their arms terminate in broad, clawed hands. Great feathered wings sprout from their shoulder blades, glistening and glinting with 1,000 impossible colors. Their bones are hollow, and despite their enormous size, they can barely seem able to lift all this weight, but they can fly, and they can do much more than that. These powerful warriors of Tzeentch are indeed fearsome fighters, with serpent-quick-like actions. They are also masters of lore, and possess a knowledge that the greatest minds cannot even fathom. To tangle with the Lord of Change is to invite one's own ruin. Many overzealous warriors have been felled by their vicious claws, cruel curved beaks, and terrible reaping staves, disemboweled before they could even comprehend what had happened to them. And now that we have more backstory on these Lords of Change, let's talk about one of the more well-known Lords of Change, who goes by the name as Meribus. Upon the hive world of Scintilia, the capital world of the Calixis sector that lies deep within the Segmentum Obscurus, is Hive Sibelius. The most notable landmark in this city is the Tricorn, the Palace of the Inquisition. Composed of a dark and austere trio of linked towers at the northern end of this sprawl, the Tricorn is the headquarters of the High Council of the Calixian Conclave, and also it features an administrative seat to the Inquisition as well. Within the deepest vaults of the Tricorn's librarium lies ancient, dusty tomes that chronicle the Inquisition's initial forays into the newly discovered region of space that would eventually be known as the Calixis sector. Amongst these ancient records, there is one tome that speaks of the Inquisition's battle against the greater demon known as Meribus, a despicable servant of Tzeentch, known as the Lord of Change. For whatever reason, this demon lord plotted his machinations against the imperial Angevin crusade that brought the Calix expanse into the Emperor's light, inspiring heathen worlds encountered by the imperial forces to resist the interlopers. He also incited and pacified worlds to rise up in rebellion across the sector, igniting insurrection on a massive scale, causing unheard levels of death and destruction throughout. The Inquisition was hard-pressed on nearly a dozen worlds as they attempted to stomp out the heretic cults and agents of Meribus. They eventually tracked the greater demon to the hive world of Malefi, where this foul creature was slain through the valiant sacrifice of the demon hunter Zalin, as she rammed her gun cutter into the hive spire of the demon occupied. Within the wake of the devastation, Zalin's surviving followers invoked the rites of banishment, exiling Meribus to the warp for 10,000 Terran years and a day. Over the next millennia, the Inquisition has largely forgotten its past battles with this vile demon, its attention drifting to the more important matters of the present day. However, the same cannot be said of Meribus, for during its centuries of exile, this demon has cursed a great grudge against those who deem responsible for its lamentable fate. The creature's banishment has now come to its end, and Meribus prepares to bathe the entire Calixis sector in the blood of innocence, and fires once more. And with that, guys, we have come to yet another end of a 40 Facts video. As always, guys, let me know what you guys thought about the demons of Tzeentch, the greater demons, that is, the Lord of Change. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys want to hear from next from One Mind Syndicate. Hollow Week is coming up soon, so be ready for all these crazy creepypastas as well as special Halloween videos. Also, don't forget, we have a Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, and Twitter page, so check us out on that. And that's pretty much all I got, guys. This was a short and sweet lore on the Lords of Change. So without further ado, I will leave by saying that I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.